Hi everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of Project Analysis Series. Today we are talking about the Emerald of Katong. This is a bit last minute because the dates of all the launches keep changing, so we can only launch this at the very last minute. Let's begin, shall we? Okay, so let's start out with the artist impression of the project. Okay, just a quick glance. Let's talk about the location itself. So in this location, unlike all the launches that are currently ongoing, which is like Chuan Park or Nava Grove, Pine Tree area, this area actually has a lot of supply. What are the projects that we see in this area?
There's quite a number. Like if we talk about just East Coast, there's a few areas that we are talking about. First is Siglap area. There's a lot of condos that we are talking about. Next is actually the May Katong area, and actually the Amber area. And next, the most prime one is actually the Mayor area, which recently there's just launched Mayor Blue. I think most of the units transacted more than 3,200 per square foot. And in East Coast, there's always been a lot of condos. There's always have been the case, condos and landed. But the key thing is that no matter how many condos they have, there's still a lack of supply, especially for the bigger units.
Why?
I would think that because this is a town that actually fit in all the things. A few towns that is very good in the market. First is Bukit Timah. I would say it's very suitable for own stay customer, like those with kids, those with a family. Usually they're
more for schools the area, right?
Schools, and they have enrichment classes. Some shopping malls that is catered to all this one. Then another place is actually Thomson area. You see Thomson Plaza have all the enrichment classes, all these things inside. If you talk about East Coast, what is that?
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle plus there's a mall. What is that mall called? Parkway Parade, I think, where all the parents will be there on the weekends.
Oh, so that's interesting.
They don't usually get out of the town. The schools, the food, everything is there. And so it's a place that everybody wants to be at. That is one of the key things. And especially the big units. So if you can see, if you go and search today, 4-bedroom in the market, there isn't a lot on sale also.
Correct.
Even though we got so many condos in the market. And the price point is also on the high side. So Emerald is the first one in this coast to be harmonized. It means that the units are all, in actual fact, you look at paper, it's smaller, but you go in, it's actually quite good. And Sim Lim is very good in building very good layout. And we are going to dive deep and tell you what are the few key layout that you want to focus on if you are placing a check and you want to ballot for this Emerald Katong.
Which I believe by the time this video is being launched, right, you guys are only left with 1 or 2 days to view this video, okay? So project info, the entire Emerald of Katong, they have got 846 units. And then the TOP date is actually written here, it's 2029. However, developer actually quoted us in 2027. So it's about 3 years from now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Sim Lim is always building very fast. Like last launch, Botany, they are going to complete soon.
Very ahead of time.
Yeah, so quite ahead usually. Unless we don't sell as fast. But I don't foresee this happening.
Yeah, because of the very attractive prices. Let's jump to site plan. Okay, so for the site plan, as you know, this area itself, we are not selling the view, because no matter where you are, you'll be blocked. So let me just draw over here. This part over here is actually an empty piece of land. It's currently zoned as residential. It's not being on the release or reserve list of land that government is going to sell. So if you are buying any units that are facing this empty plot, do be prepared that in the future, if government release for land, right, there will be construction noise. I think this is most of the buyers' concern that they have, right? Then next to here, this is actually a park. Very interesting, a park built by developer. Do you guys do you have any idea?
I think so, but the park that is built by developer, the key thing is that only Emerald Katong have the side gate link to the park. It's like public can access, but I would say that a lot of people that's there will be Emerald Katong owners. Because they have 2 side gates here that links straight to the park, as you can see. Why cannot go? Then 2 side gates. So other people outside will come in, but I don't think they will purposely come to this park because there's a bigger park called East Coast Park. So I think this one will mostly be utilized solely by the Emerald Katong owner. So if you look at the 6 block, there's total of 6 blocks, 6 towers for Emerald Katong. There's only 1 block that is 4 units. The rest is all 6 to 8 units with a mixture of 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 4-bedroom. So the only block that is the 4 units one are the 4 and 5 bedroom.
The premium one, right?
4 and 5.
I think they come with better furnishings, if I'm not wrong.
This is the only 4 units that you have It's like a point block to you. They call it a premium stack. So the 5-bedroom come with private lift, the 4-bedroom do not. But this is the bigger 4. Later we are going to go more in depth for you.
Yep.
Total 6 block. Only 1 block that is 4 units.
And just now we have mentioned over here, this is the empty plot, right? So just now if we take one turn to the front, the entrance of the condo, this over here on the left hand side will be the Tembusu Grand. On the right hand side will be your head court, which is pretty old already. So that's why I say in a way, all the units here don't have view. So don't pay premium for view lah.
To be honest, if you East Coast, there's only 2 places that you are guaranteed view. One is Siglap area. One more is Mayor area. So they are at the 2 tail end of East Coast. Their condos are usually facing right to the sea. If you are talking about Katong area, usually you don't get view. Maybe you get a glimpse of the view, but it's difficult to get a good unblocked view. But the question now is, because they are building a Long Island, I don't know whether next time the Long Island come out will block the Siglap view or not. When the building come out, I don't know how is the view going to be like. So you might get the expressway noise, but no view in future. But if you are looking at a unit in Katong, Tembusu Grand, Emerald Katong, I don't think you want to focus on view too much because you do not have a place that you have a fantastic view.
Yep.
The only main selling point is your vicinity to East Coast Park. I think that's the main thing. And of course, the schools, everything that come by together. Unit mix, majority is the, you can see,
we have got quite a bit of 2-bedroom, which is 30 over percent.
34%, and the 1-bedroom is 10%. 3-bedroom actually is the majority, which is quite standard, 33%. Okay, and 4-bedroom, surprisingly for this project, we have about 15%. There's quite a number of 4-bedroom that you can consider, and the 5-bedroom is only 4%. If you're selecting anything from the 2, 3, and 4, you need to be very careful in the things that you're selecting because you are competing with many people. You are not by yourself. Like 5-bedroom, you only got 1 layout. So you don't need to worry. The 1-bedroom, you only got 1 layout. But 2, 3, 4, you need to be the best layout among the rest. Then you will have the advantage.
5-bedroom got 2 layouts, but not much difference also.
It's only maybe the entrance a bit different.
So 1-bedroom, we have quite a substantial bit. We have actually got 82 units over here. As you can see, the 1-bedroom is 484 square feet. So it's quite standard. The only thing that stands out, whether in a good way or bad way, is this part over here. So the master bedroom comes with an additional study. And because of this study, right, the light source will not be fantastic as opposed to having a whole full length window. Right now, your room is divided into 2 parts.
So the sunlight coming in, this part will be blocked by this wall. If you are standing at this point, you will rely on the sunlight coming in from here. So the room might tend to be a bit on the darker side. That's the thing that we see. But of course, when you have the study there, I wouldn't put the study there. I think it's a bit out of the way. I would definitely put a dressing table more important. So
it's also not a proper study. Anyway, developer have released the price for the 1+ study actually starts from 1.2. What's your take? Would you actually purchase this for yourself in terms of own stay?
Own stay, if I'm a bachelor, only has maybe 2 persons staying. I'm not intending to start a family for a period of time. This is something that my concern because this is a place that is nice. But for own stay, definitely is okay. So I would think that there will be people who are buying this for own stay. But the question now is for investment. For investment wise, I think that the thing that I'm very concerned about is actually East Coast rental. Because East Coast rental has not been great. And looking at this purchase price, you wouldn't be having a good rental yield. So that's the one key problem that we will be facing. But so if you are buying here, you are mainly targeting selling to own stay buying in future for sure. Definitely, I think there's still a demand, but you are not a huge demand. I will have to say that.
But I have to say something because in this area, I have transacted a few resale units in this area, right? The resale in this area, the 2-bedroom freehold boutique developments, they are only asking around 1.3. If you want to purchase this 1+ study unit, right, I would think that the runway for yourself, it needs to be extremely long. You see appreciation.
But of course, if we talk about the smaller development versus the big one, smaller usually there is not so much of a demand. But what I'm saying why there will be own stay demand here is because East Coast is a place that applies to not just family. Some places like Bukit Timah, only family like to stay. You wouldn't see Like young couple wanting to stay. Young couple want to stay in Holland Village. Alright?
More
More
vibrant.
vibrant. East Coast is like everything. Young couple or family also everything will have in a way that I put it this way. But of course what Joy point out is crucial because there's a lot of small condo, especially in Telok Kurau area, that offers very cheap unit in exchange. But we still have to come to this point to understand all the big condos in East Coast are making a lot of money. But all the small ones are still at this price in today's market.
Yeah.
So the demand is still on the big one. Like you go to One Amber, you go to the Shaw Residences, even Shaw Residences, the freehold development that the developer buy the freehold land, sell you 103 years leasehold, which means that there's no chance you're going to end up because you don't own the land. Even a condo like that, and 2-bedroom can make over almost $800,000. I definitely think this is somewhere that you need to think about. So that's why the whole facade of the condo is important also. But 1-bedroom mainly, I would say, you next time must sell towards there. You won't see people want to buy here and rent out. Why? Because we look at the rental. This is the Shaw Residences.
For the Shaw Residences, we took reference because this is the nearest. And looking at what is being transacted currently in terms of rental, right? I would say it is okay. It's around 3,500, 3,600 per month. However, if you were to translate this into rental yield, if you purchase it at say 1.35, right, it will only work out to be about 3%, 3.2%. It's decent lah, but it's not like the best in terms of yield.
Plus 1.3, probably you can get a rental of about 4+ elsewhere. So in terms of rental yield, it will not be the best. But in terms of rentability, I'm not concerned.
That's true. Yeah.
If you really want a 1-bedroom to stay in East Coast, I think this is something that you can consider. But in terms of investment wise, in terms of how much return you can get, I don't see a huge return because we are only 484 square feet. So let's say I want to make 300,000. I need to increase by $600 per square foot, which means we need to sell about 3,100.
3,200.
I don't know. I can't give you an answer whether we will see this amount. But if we compare what I have been transacted in Norwood, 1-bedroom and done 1.1 million. If you can get anything anything at around 1.2 to 1.3, I think still okay. Anything more, then you're into your profit definitely. Okay. So 2-bedroom.
So for the 2-bedroom, we have got the 2-bedroom premiums and the 2-bedroom study. Okay, so we'll go through the premium first. For the premium, I have over here 624 square feet as well as 646 square feet.
In terms of the premium wise, right? If you look at these two, the size is very similar. The 624, the 646. Very important thing is they do not have one bath here. Everything is minimally 2 baths. So I think for 624 to fit in 2 baths is quite decent. But if you compare these two layers, one of the key differences is the kitchen. So this one is actually protruding out. This one is actually tucked into the corner. So what's the difference? Tucked into the corner means that your walkway is actually more decent. And if you really want to enclose it, eventually you can. But the protruding out one, it will be something that is coming out from here. Then your dining place will be a bit squeezy, to be honest, because you have a dry kitchen behind. But this one, you have a proper space.
I think during our discussion, you also mentioned that because of the kitchen, we are able to have more upper range of storage.
Right? Correct. Because if the kitchen is this way, this part of the kitchen will definitely have the upper and lower cabinets. But this part cannot. Because this part, you cannot put upper thing on the sky. So if you look at this, the difference is this whole thing, you will have the upper and lower. This whole thing, the part that I'm drawing, will have the upper and lower cabinet that we are going to talk about. And now you have additional cabinet. I think why not, right? And this is 646 to 624, so it's only 22 square feet bigger. Paying 22 square feet more for all this little addition, I think is definitely worth it. But the key thing that I want to focus at, all the 646 are facing outwards, and the 624 are facing inwards, mainly. So the main thing is what? Because here we do not have much view outwards. So I would say that the premium will be more inwards facing. Okay? Which means that what? Which means that if this one is more premium in terms of per square foot versus the 646 lower in per square foot, there will be a chance the 646 might be cheaper in quantum than the 624.
Or maybe on par or same.
On par is definitely very high chance. But there's a good chance that it will be cheaper also. So you pay lesser, maybe don't have the pool view, but you get a bigger unit now, get a better layout. That's one key thing that we want to talk about. Huh? Next is actually the 2+ study. There's 3 more types. So in total, there's 5 types, 2 bedroom in this development. But if you notice very clearly, the 2 bedrooms start from 1.5x. Prices are given by developer. The 2+ study 1.6x million. The difference is hundreds to maybe 130,000. I think paying for the study is worthwhile, but not the first one, not the 6, 7, because you see this study.
Yeah, it's not a designated study area as compared to the other 2.
You don't know what you can do with it. You put the table there in front of the kitchen, also weird. And these 2 have more proper kitchen. So the difference between the 689 and the 700 mainly is the kitchen side.
Yeah, the placement of the fridge. So I would actually prefer the 700 square feet because if let's say I'm cooking and then someone enters the kitchen, right, they can just go to the fridge behind me. Don't have to go all the way into the kitchen area.
This one is not down to our preference. Why? Because 700 only got one step. I mean, if you can get, you get that. But if you can't, 689 is also a decent option. Why? Proper study area. And this wall can be hacked. So if you eventually want a bigger common room, you can do it also. So a lot of flexibility for you. So you can like hack and build like a room come study together one. Okay?
So before I begin to talk about this particular slide, right? Because what I noticed is that for this EOK's 2 bedroom, in terms of the size, it does not have a huge advantage over Tembusu Grand, which sits on a non-harmonized land. So the size is about the same okay? However, if we look at what Tembusu Grand have already transacted, you will notice that Tembusu Grand's 2 bedroom prices are already skyrocketed since it first launched. Over here, since phase 1, you look at the cheapest unit that was sold during phase 1, the 2 bedroom is actually 2,003 PSF only.
Yes. 1.556 million.
Which is like the current starting from price today. Then we go to the phase 2. Anyway, currently there isn't much units of 2 bedroom in Tembusu Grand left. The highest that have been transacted so far for the 2 bedroom, which is a 2+ study, right, is actually 2.02. And now the cheapest unit where you can enter, you can get a unit that actually costs you 2.1.
So the gap is about 560,000. It might be a smaller comparing to a bigger unit, but the size will not be like huge disparities, like maybe the 646 in Emerald Katong versus the 689, that kind of differences. And maybe one don't study, one don't have. But the price gap is $550,000.
It's a lot. 2.1 is actually our compact 3 bedroom starting from price.
Then recently I researched, I found out that one of the condo called Avenue South, the people who bought on the lower floor tier, they actually sold with a profit of about 300,000.
How many bedroom?
2 bedroom. You know what price they sold at?
No.
They sold at the higher floor purchase price. Buy low floor, they sell high floor, but not at their sales price, at their purchase price. So they buy at 2,000. The high floor bought at 2,004. High floor sold at 2,550. Low floor sold at 2,004.
Makes sense.
Which is here, sell this one. Same thing. So if I buy 1.55, possible I can sell 2.1, possible. There's a possibility because it has been done before. I also don't need to definitely achieve this price because the key thing, you have already proven transaction in your surrounding. Today, for example, those who bought 10 Brand Diamond, first day I think they bought 1.6 million. Even 1.8 million, 2 bedroom at 1 point. So at that point in time, we are thinking 1.8 million, this can buy or not? 2 bedroom cannot. But today transacted 2.2. First thing you can see, there will be people buying 2.2. Then you got a unit 1.7, will you buy in a day?
Buy.
You get me? So same thing here. We see that Tembusu has done 2 million. Today, if you can buy Emerald Katong at 1.6.
Damn cheap. You are sitting technically on a
300,000.
400 kind of like safety margin.
And one more trick, how to gauge whether there is a good margin. Your agent must know how to work for you. Every unit that you buy, try to find in the price list the most expensive unit based on your fashion. Which means that this might be the future price that developer will transact in the last phase. If the increased price, it will be even more. I saw my queue at 1.7 million. Then I saw Emerald Katong 2 bedroom, 700 square feet. Most expensive, 2.1 million.
Wow, that's a gap. Yeah.
You get what I mean?
But it's on actual day itself.
Actually, you need to be fast.
Yeah.
Host launch is very easy to see. Country launch, you need to be able to find someone who are able to give you.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have the full price list. But for the benefit of you guys, right? Right now, we give you what has been transacted in Tembusu Grand already, so that you can have a reference, okay? So our first choice for the 2-bedroom is obviously the 646. If you look at Tembusu Grand, what's been transacted right now is actually 1.807. If you are able to enter around 1.65, 1.75, technically you are still sitting on a very good gap.
So the smaller one is 1.8 million. The bigger one for Tembusu Grand transacted is $2 million recently. And now there's one more unit at 2.1 million. Just like I mentioned at pre-launch, very important is what? You need to have information fast. We have all this information provided for you for Tembusu. But if I'm going into the launch as an agent, my first thing to do is not to talk to buyer. Is to sit down at one corner, look at the price. Take all the prices that I need. Find out which is the most expensive. To know where is my gap between me and the most expensive. So if you got all this information with you, like example, if you got enough experience, you'll know which tag is the most expensive. So you'll find this few tags, find the highest floor unit, you'll know the most expensive price.
You'll map out the entire price of the entire development.
We got that, right? It's easy for you to make decision. Like example to your queue, cheapest 1.8, should I go ahead or not? You have to base on all these things to decide. But if you do not have all this information, you will just blindly buy. So that's the problem. But now we give you Tembusu one. I think Emirates will not be far from here. Okay, so now 3-bedroom.
We actually have got a lot of layouts. I will start off with the most compact one first, which is the 3-bedroom. Okay, for the compact 3-bedroom, we have got two sizes, 883 square feet and also 904 square feet. Okay, if you can see over here again, there isn't a lot of differences between these two sizes, except for the foyer area. Other than that, the sizes of all the rooms, all the kitchen, etc. are all the same. However, most of us will prefer the AH3. However, there's only one stack.
There's many layouts of 3-bedroom in the Katong, but don't worry because we're going to break it down for you.
Yep.
AH3 and 904 will put it together first. These are all the compact without the yard, without storeroom, without study room.
Correct.
And so it's the most basic one.
Yep.
Which I personally do think Xingnan did a very good job. AH3, they can do all these things. They still can do a proper enclosed kitchen and glass that you can see from here. Which means what? You can see from here. So, which means the kitchen will not be too dull. It will still be very bright for you. But the question now is, East Coast, is the small 3-bedroom in demand? That's the question that I had. Because in East Coast, I would tell you, all the buyers coming in here, they want bigger units. So, my concern is, your immediate buyer for the AH3 and 904 will not be coming from the surrounding of the condo. So, let's say this condo, the surrounding. Because we must understand the main group of buyers that's buying from us will always be our surrounding people, which means that people that is nearby us, they will come to buy this condo because every day they see, correct? But these people will not be buying because these are the landed property owner, condo owner. They will not be buying. We need to look at a bigger perspective and expand the outlook to other places, which means that potentially your future buyer will not be coming from inner.
And where would it be from?
Can be from
anywhere, yes.
Why? If this layout is in Choa Chu Kang, I will not tell you this.
Because they can accept. It's quite a mass market layout.
Not say Choa Chu Kang, and a lot of places. And Tampines, Jurong, all these outskirts, they would not have people who suddenly want to shift into Choa Chu Kang.
As though these places are their dream location. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Not saying not good, but it's just that there would be no draw factor from other estates. From Payo, Tiong Bahru, people will not want to stay. You know what I mean? But East Coast have this draw factor, which means that Choa Chu Kang people might want to stay in East Coast also. Jurong people might want to stay in East Coast also. Toa Payoh people might want to stay in East Coast. And some people might want to stay in East Coast also. I think it's a location that a lot of people like. I'm not saying 100%, but there will be a bigger percentage of people liking this location. So you cannot use this analysis on any other places that.
Very subjective. So other areas like similar to this East Coast area I can think of right now is perhaps Sentosa, Orchard. It's like a dream location that you want to stay.
Correct. Of course, if you talk about Sentosa, Orchard, the problem is no school. So it's still not a location that families would like. So East Coast is somewhere that I personally hold very dearly. I think there is a good mixture of everything. Schools, lifestyle. So there's a lot of
Amenities.
factor for people to come in.
Mm.
People want to come in, they will consider all these factors.
Correct.
And they fit in everything now.
Yep. And this is why I actually took a reference from the nearby towns. For example, Bidadari, we have got McPherson, Toa Payoh, etc. Right? To see all these $1 million HDB. If they were to sell their current houses, which is their BTO houses, if they were to upgrade to this area, are we able to see amount of profit or not? Or is it easy for them to upgrade or not?
Yep.
So here I actually took one of the town, which is Bidadari, specific block because not many blocks here actually met their MOP yet lah, okay? So over here I have got the 4-bedroom prices. As you can see, all the 4-room HDB prices are hovering around the range of 1 million plus. Then, let's take a look at the affordability gap, which I think we also have mentioned many times. So the average BTO, the 4-room BTO in Bidadari area, actually sells between 433,000 to 550,000. So I actually took an average of 492. And their average selling price will be 1.07. So if we take 1.07 minus 492, they actually have about a gross profit of 578,000 plus whatever CPF they actually put in this house since day one. That will work out to be
Estimated.
758,000. Okay, so today if you were to buy a Emerald Katong 3-bedroom at 2.25 and you were to sell for 300k profit, you can see that in order to sell for 300k profit, you will sell at 2.55 million, right? So the amount of down payment and the stamp duty needed for this 2.55 million is 734,000.
Picking an example of a 1.1 million HDB, a lot of 1.4 million, 1.3 million HDB that we haven't even bring out. And all this area might be a support to help you in terms of the price.
And we are only talking about the 4-room here. Don't forget, we also have 5 rooms.
5-room.
And Bidadari area, can you imagine Bidadari area? As of now, there is 8,000 over units. Some not built yet whatsoever. We just need merely like a 1% to upgrade, to buy this unit.
New BTO
Yes.
that is in the town area that's not under the plus scheme lah. So they can
Yes.
sell now lah.
Correct,
So
yeah.
these people will be a future potential people. To be honest, maybe even Sengkang Punggol owner can afford. Because their profit also not.
That's true.
So
That's true.
there will be coming everywhere. So what we are calculating here is 2.55 can we exit is doable. Or even 2.6, 2.7 is doable.
Also
depending on the
doable.
owner. Because some
Yes.
owner might want to take out some money from their CPF cash. or-
Correct. We are just being very conservative here. Means that someone who owns a 4-room HDB in Bidadari, they will to sell their Bidadari, buy from you the Emerald Katong 3-bedroom, and you still earn 300k profit minimally. They don't have to fork out any money.
That's
So it's very safe.
the key thing is that when you want to buy a property, we always need to understand who's our future buyer. So then we will know whether can or not.
Correct.
So we are identifying for you. Okay, so now the 3-bedroom plus study, there's total 4 types. Okay?
3-bedroom plus study, yes, 4 types. However, there's one more you do not see here because that's the nicer one, our
house.
favorite, which we will share it later.
So out of these 3, there's 2990 and there's 1969. Three of them. This 2990, what's the difference? This is called 3-bed flexi.
Correct.
This is the show flat. You can see, this is the 3-bed plus study. This is also 3-bed plus study. If you notice, the 990 and 969, the first 990 and 969, both of them look very similar. If you ask me, I will prefer 969, smaller size. I got a bigger kitchen. But the 990 flexi and the 990 3 plus study, there's a one key difference. Is this? This one.
The wall between the dining area and the study area.
The wall here. Yeah. This wall can be hacked for the 990. The 969 can't be hacked. So can be hacked means if you have been to the show flat, you will see how big the dining is.
Yes.
So you can merge the study into your dining, which I think is a very good move because you can easily put it at least. You have a very good dining area, which is not commonly seen in the market. Usually, the dining and the living will be the same one. So here 3 meter, here also 3 meter. Normally, but this one you can extend.
Yeah.
And there's a small window here. Small window for the study. It's really small. Even still the show flat now. These 3 choices, The first choice will be the 990 Flexi, second choice 969, third will be the 9903 Plus Study. But there's one main one. This one is not the show flat. I don't know why they didn't build this. We were discussing with the buyer. Usually they don't build a very nice layout. Because the nice layout can sell by itself. But this is the 1023, only 33 square feet bigger. If it's 2,005 per square foot, 75,000 more. Or 75,000 more, you got what? You got a very thick panel of glass panel here. You look at here, this one is small one.
Yep.
So it will be much brighter, your kitchen. Second, your dining is already long. You can also have this wall, extend it into your store, which you will have the same dining as the 990. Third, you have one more proper study with a huge glass panel, which means that your study will be very bright also. It's not a small window. So these are the few key things that is better. And lastly, this one is a private foyer. Because they have to put the store here for all these, they have to merge it in this way. But this one, you can have a lot of privacy in your game. So the 1023 will be the main one that you can go for. I would say this will be the most sought after layout.
Our favorite, because we're also saying that this 3 plus study unit is very similar to Tembusu Grand's 4-bedroom. In terms of the
Living room.
living and also dining, it's very, very similar. I really love this layout, and I really have no idea where did the space for the 990 square feet went.
I think it's the walkway, all these things that because there's no walkway, 3-bedroom, 1023 number one. If you got no budget constraint, 1023 is number one choice. Budget constraint, 882.
Yep.
904. But in terms of sequence, 1023, 990 Flexi, 969, 9902 Plus Study. All are good layout. Just that if you want me to pick and choose, I will choose in this map.
Correct.
And you can't choose. You can't say I only want 1023 because on that day, don't have his own have already.
We do think that this price, this quantum, it might be, maybe first day also sold out. Maybe. Hard to say.
I think
Close.
because of what Chuan do, we might be affected. Emirate Katong might be affected quite a lot. Because Chuan launched 1 week earlier. So I know a lot of buyers that put 2 side on.
Yep.
So now Chuan, they are too good, they'll buy already.
Yep.
Even they prefer Emirate. I got a lot of buyers say I prefer Emirate, but if Chuan queue good, I buy first. So
For
they
sure,
will lose
yeah.
a lot of buyers this week. So Chuan launched 1 week earlier. They suddenly just pull the handbrake and say we're going to do it 1 week earlier. We might use a big pull from there. Okay, I just know that the collection of Chuan check is really a lot.
Yes.
And definitely the thing will be a lot. But don't be misled by the check collection.
Correct.
Why?
Because a lot of duplication.
Let's say 2,000.
Same buyer.
1,500 will be in 2 side ones.
Yep.
If you put it clearly, serious buyer maybe about 1,200 thereabout.
Right. Okay, now to the 4-bedroom. This is the 4 plus study. Starting from price is 2.7 million. We only have got one size, which is 1152 square feet. Of course, 2 different layout, right? But as you can see over here, actually, you can't really tell the difference between these 2 layouts. It's interesting to see that it actually comes in a dumbbell shape. I think I will not go through much.
For the 4-bedroom, you see the main difference is what? If you look at the 3-bedroom, the dining and the store, what you saw in the show flat, you must imagine how to put into the 4. So in the show flat for the 3-bedroom 990 Flexi, the living room size will be similar to the 4. Or you must be okay with that. So this is a smaller 4. But the attractive part is the starting price, 2.7x, which means if you buy the 1023 high floor, you might be able to buy the 4 plus study low floor. So it really depends on the stages of the launch that you're going. If you go in already, you wanted the 3-bedroom, then you got a budget of 2.8 million, then you see the unit is 2.8 million, you see still got 4-bedroom, 2.8 million, buy this one, buy 4. But I just want to highlight 4-bedroom small one in East Coast is not so in demand. This one we have to really understand because your living room look exactly like the 3, but it will still fit into one group of people, which is your budget constraint people, which is the HDB upgrader, maybe those 5-room owners want to change one, also possible. Saying that it's a no-go, but I will not put this as the first choice of the 4-bedroom. I will put this more towards the 3-bedroom, which means that if you're a 3-bedroom buyer with a bigger budget, but you can't get a good 3-bedroom with a good price, you still see got 4-bedroom good price, this unit.
Go for it.
Go for the 4.
Yep.
But if you want to, you got a very big budget, you want to buy 4-bedroom one, this will not be the first choice. That's what we can say. Because there's other better options of 4-bedroom that we will have.
Yep.
Categorizing is very important. Like I say, the 4-bedroom, smaller unit in East Coast, usually will not be so much of a demand.
But the price is very, very
the same
attractive.
price
lah.
as it-
It's very
right?
attractive, yeah.
So I just want to put into perspective how the show flat and this one look like. The living room look like the 3-bedroom. The master bedroom wardrobe look like the 4 bedrooms. The confused you can see the show flat, you know. So the master bedroom wardrobe is the 1259 wardrobe. Also, you got to see the show flat. The wardrobe, they call it walk-in wardrobe is this way. So 1259 is this. So wardrobe and room wise is the 1259. Living room is the 990. Then the vestry somewhere there.
Next one, we have got the 4-bedroom premium. The 4-bedroom premium, actually, the size, even though there's a bit of difference in terms of layout, the only main difference is with the foyer, the entrance area.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say it's 1259 square feet. Here we have a very good living width of the living is very good. It's actually 5 meter. Like, it's very long.
But you go into the show flat, you feel that it's that big.
It's very big.
It's two size 1259, 1270. Both a bit similar, only this one got a more privacy walkway. So you pay for this one. Plus, this is a dry kitchen. So if you come in here, this whole area, you look like one big space. So you feel the 4th room is extremely big.
Yes.
Because your view is like that, my dry kitchen is including into the living room space. But what is the key setback? Okay, I just compare this first. So the small 4 and the medium 4, the kitchen size, this one is slightly bigger. So you take reference from there. So the small 4 kitchen is about the 3-bedroom kitchen. Okay, but what is one setback for this hall? The home shelter in the middle of the house.
Blocks the light into your kitchen.
Another setback is the price point. Start from 3.0 million,
Correct.
which
Brings us to the 4-bedroom Lux Plus study.
which is the premium block.
Yep.
The one that we talk about, only 4 units.
It's less than 50 square feet in terms of the size differences. However, let me just point out to you where did the space go, okay? We have a separate study area. We have a significantly very functional yard area. I haven't seen a yard this big yet for a long time. Then the kitchen-wise, the bomb shelter is actually tucked behind inside the kitchen. So as opposed to just now the layout where the bomb shelter is in front of the kitchen, this 4-bedroom Lux Plus study layout, the kitchen will be extremely bright. Because once you enter, you notice the entire panel of your kitchen countertop, right, is glass. So like what you said earlier, right, it will infuse into the entire living space. And what's surprising is that the width of the
5.5 meters, which is the 5-bedroom. So
is the same as a 5-bedroom. Yes, correct.
This one maybe works much better than the 5. And you want to understand the 4-bed Lux, the walk-in wardrobe will be like the 5-bedroom one. So it's a different type of walk-in wardrobe. It's really you walk in on it's a whole big area. And the
best part
area, with only 140 over square feet more, there's only 100,000 to 150,000 more. And you get so much more. Like number 1 choice 4-bedroom. I would say, not say number 1 choice 4-bedroom. The number 1 choice unit.
Entire EOK.
This 1302 and 1313 there. Definitely easy to sell in future, in demand in future. Only setback I can see is there's no third bar. That's the only setback. But I think everything is perfect. Living room will be fantastic. Kitchen will be very nice to be cooking there because you have all the light coming in. You have a huge yard, you have a store, you have a walk-in wardrobe, and all within 3.1x million starting from. I think in future this layout should be able to go close to 4 million in the resale market. So depending on what price to buy, because we buy mid-floor iPhone maybe 3.5, 3.6. But I feel we can fetch about 3 million in future, possible, in resale market. But now we compare this to the 5-bed. Okay, so first choice 1302, second choice 1259. This is for the 4. But just now I mentioned, there's layout in the whole Emerald Katong 12302 and 1313 is the same. Both is the same. So now 5-bedroom.
Like what Alex mentioned earlier, the 5-bedroom, you can see the width, right? It's also 5.5, exactly the same as just now the 4-bedroom luxe. Walk-in wardrobe area is also the same. So where did the additional space go? Of course, you have one additional bedroom, right? So for the 5-bedroom luxe, right, if you notice, there are actually 3 layouts. There is E1L, E2L, and E3L. However, E2L is actually a ground floor, only one unit, because it belongs to the private lift stack, but don't need a private lift because it's ground level, right? So that's why we only put 2 different layout here. The only difference is that one comes with private lift, the other one do not have private lift. Okay?
1561 external facing, 1475 internal facing. This 1561 is the most premium unit in Emerald Katong. I don't find it the most premium. Okay, first I tell you they premium because they got private lift. Okay. But private lift, I come in from here, my main entrance here.
Yep. This is the no-go for me too.
Because the entrance, there should be a back entrance from
the kitchen side, yeah, correct.
It shouldn't be at the main door. So your private lift lobby is entered by other people also. So it doesn't really work like a private lift to me. Second thing, the living room look very big. But here there is a private lift that is blocking the whole thing. So your kitchen only got one small panel of dust. It will be very dark.
But we also need to say a bit of good side lah, which is just now the 4-bedroom luxe, right? They put the dining and the living together. This one for the 5-bedroom with the private lift, they actually got separate living and dining area.
Yeah.
So this is actually the show flat unit also lah.
If you ask me this too, definitely 1475 because this one is almost exactly the same as the 4-bedroom 1302, but add one more bedroom, bigger kitchen, add one more bathroom. So if you are someone who is looking for a 5-bedroom in this location, I think this is something that you can buy. Only setback, 5-bedroom is really targeting people for money lah. So they will want very luxurious feeling.
Right.
Both unit, I would say, Lilian is very efficient, but we do not have the really large feeling.
Understand, yeah. In order to help you understand better, we actually put in 2 projects from, one is Outskirt, which is Sora. The other one will be Pine Tree Hill, which is also City Fish, to help you have a better understanding what do we mean by grand. Okay?
So this is actually the Sora layout. You can see, firstly, the private lift come in, there's a back door. So the private lift can only be accessed by who? By you. And all the delivery, everything will come in from the back door, which is the main lift lobby. Second thing, this dry kitchen. Because this dry kitchen, if you go and see, there will be wine chiller. Your fridge is outside. And they have 2 fridges, one in and one out. The very prime area, usually they have 2 fridges. Why? The outside fridge is for whiskey, for drinks. When you have your guests coming, you host them here, standing around here, looking at the whole view. These are the kind of 5-bedroom. You just feel that it's very grand and luxurious. It's the living room that will make a lot of difference. And of course, bathtub, all this. Although we will say that it's not what we want, but the big and the very expensive unit, usually we need to have all these things. Next time we compare Pine Tree Hill 5-bedroom. You see the
kitchen.
It's also a bathtub.
And usually, best is that it comes with 2 sinks. That will be the so-called things that define the grand kitchen area. That is the kitchen island.
First thing, private lift, 2 entrance.
I remember we said before, the private lift, when they open, they still have window.
This one opens to the window here. Usually the foyer very dark, but this one got window.
Yeah.
Second, the kitchen and the living. Wow, this one I tell you. This one, I close it out, it becomes kitchen. I cook finish, I force my friend, I open up. The kitchen and the dining merge together as one big living. And you have a dry kitchen, which means that everybody can gather around there and really talk and chit-chat, The dry kitchen is very crucial for big units because dry kitchen make the unit grand. Or I will say the island kitchen. So Emerald, in this sense, we do not have all this cleaning. I will tilt more towards the 4, but if you want to buy 1475 5-bedroom will be a good choice.
But if you need a 5, you need a 5. But because whatever it is, even though the layout may not be as grand as what we are comparing in this case, however, in terms of price point, actually is starting from 3.5. So if we look at what is available in the current resale market, resale supply below 4.5, we should have about 1 mil range in the resale market. there is like nothing. And all these developments are boutique developments. You don't have any supply at all.
You can see all the 5-bedrooms are coming from the new launch. In the resale, Marine Parade, we do not have. And to be honest, those who buy 5-bedroom in the new launches, once they take key, they might want to stay.
Right.
So if you really want a 5-bedroom in the market, you need to buy from new. First thing, it's very hard to find a 5-bedroom in the resale market. And you know when it's very hard to find a 5-bedroom in the resale market, it means that you will be able to fetch a good price on the sale. But I wouldn't say it's very fast for you to sell because now I'm selling one 5-bedroom, it takes very long. But the price appreciate a lot. Just that the buyer maybe don't come so fast. So how to see whether it's a good buy? Usually we will do what? How to see the supply? Go and search property guru. How many units on sale? Very little unit one means that the project might be easy for you to sell.
Yeah, and so that's why the current supply that is over here, that is below this 4.5, this is what currently Property Guru is offering me. Yeah, there is really not many options, and these are boutique developments, so you really don't have a lot of options.
Correct. Laguna Park is not boutique, but it's like old.
But very old, yeah. But you look at the price that you are paying, right?
Yep. Okay, so this is the full analysis for the
Emerald Katong.
Just do a summary. 2-bedroom. First choice is the 646. Then 2+ study will be the 689. 3-bedroom, compact, both 883 and 904. 3-bedroom premium, first choice is 1023. Second choice is 990 flexi. Third choice is 969. Last choice is 990. 4-bedroom, first choice will be the 1302 and 1313, which is the same layout, all in the premium block. Second choice is the 1259, and last choice will be the 1152. 5-bedroom, first choice will be 1475, and the 1561 will be the last choice. So in terms of your balloting process, I think this is the sequence that you can go for. But we are giving you based on what we prefer in terms of layout and estimation of the prices. But most important, on the day of balloting, you still need to measure. Like the 1023 is 150,000 more than the 990 flexi. I will buy the 990 flexi. Because you have to see what is the unit available, all these things. But so you need to be very calm when you are doing your balloting. You need to have a checklist.
Best is that you do some homework prep work beforehand so that you won't panic because it's going to get really intense. Then other than that, of course, you need a very capable salesperson to help you map out the entire prices so that you don't go for the wrong options.
So if you are concerned whether you can buy the right unit because that day will be very chaos, you can choose the wrong unit anytime. Choose the wrong prices, choose the wrong layout. So how to measure between the price and the layout, how much more should I pay for this layout? If you do not have anybody that advise you and you want someone, of course you can contact anyone of us.
Or if you feel to get any unit here, feel free to contact us because we have something in store for you as well. Okay? And that's all we have for this episode of Analysis. We will see you in the next. Bye!